Welcome to the Kellyanne Cares podcast, a one-of-a-kind show created to become your number one tool for your personal growth and business development. My name is Kelly, former pro makeup artist and luxury travel expert turned multi-passionate entrepreneur. My purpose is to get you organized to become the most productive version of yourself in both business and life. I'm here to show you that if you manifest, visualize, and put in the work, your dreams will indeed turn into a reality. Tune in to hear raw, unfiltered conversations from myself as well as my expert guests as we discuss our wins and losses, habits and routines, and what keeps us motivated, stimulated, and inspired. I promise to add value, raise awareness, help you take action, and incorporate more wellness into your day. Life is short. Invest in yourself. Make your own rules. Create your own happiness. And most importantly, enjoy the ride. Buckle up. Today's podcast experience starts now. Hello. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. And if you've been listening to the last few episodes, you know that I've been kind of going through it. Crazy writer's block, crazy anxiety, crazy depression. My PTSD decided to visit again. Just going through like all the things. Now I want you to know I've been taking notes. So now I'm here to share them with you on the next two episodes on how I got out of the slump. Because it's really important for me to share this information because it's really, really helped me in so many ways, both personally and professionally. So if you are looking to find out you're looking for more ways on how you can become realigned with your vision, this episode's for you. So let's just dive in. So sometimes when you are in it to win it, you just get lost. You're lost. You have all these goals, you have all these deadlines, you want to be so creative, you create all this fucking pressure for yourself, and you just get lost. That is exactly what just happened to me, plus writer's block. I have so many projects going on. I'm the most organized human on the planet, by the way, but I sometimes, because I'm human, stop my morning routine, have a couple extra cocktails, don't go according to plan on my to-do list. Like things don't go according to plan because I'm not going according to my own plan, which is being organized with my routines and everything else that follows that, right? So here's my advice to you when you need to become realigned with your vision. And this isn't just with your vision, like if you're a creative entrepreneur like me, something for work. This is just for your overall life, okay? You just need to start with resetting your own energy and vibe and space. So I have a very limited space where my office is right now, my whole little office set up. So I no longer have my podcast studio because I'm not in San Diego, I'm in Las Vegas. So if you hear something in the background, it's because I'm in my studio in a vehicle. And that's just fine with me right now because to me, the most important part of podcasting is to share the content so I can help other people. If you hear a helicopter, like this is my reality. This is real life. Like I'm outside in a car, the windows are down, the car's off, the AC's off. It's a little hot, but I came to this parking lot where I usually do. It's like my outdoor podcast studio space. The other day I actually came and I scratched that episode, so you're not going to hear it. But there were so many young 16-year-olds. They use this parking lot, I realized, for like driver's ed. And I just started like people watching. Oh my God. It's just like little things like that just like help reset your energy. Like get out of the bubble that you're stuck in. So the first thing you need to do, like I just mentioned, is reset your own energy and space. Now, in order to do that, I do a few things. First, you're going to want to declutter. Now, I did this 2 weeks ago because a friend of mine had given me a bunch of clothes and I didn't have room for the clothes. So then I was like, why is my fur coat, my winter boots, like all this shit in my space? Like it's 90 degrees every day this week. Let's just take this shit and put it in the storage unit and go live my best life. So that's what I did. 4 hours later, my project was complete. So I decluttered my space. I went through my office files. I usually do this on the first of every month, but again, I was like going through it. So I didn't want to do that shit. And I wasn't motivated. I wasn't inspired. I just like was writing the same shit over and over again. Because last episode, if you heard, the launch of Color and Collins happened because I had writer's block. Now I'm going to share a little bit more on that in a minute, but in order to reset your energy and reset your space, like, you need to get out of it and just clean house, like, get rid of things that are bringing in negative energy, just clutter. Like, you can't feel good in an environment that's just like making you feel like that. Okay. So you need to clean, organize, just refresh your space, make it smell good. I have these sprays. They're from a brand called, what is the name of it? Wolf Spirit Sage Room Spray, it's called. And I originally bought them at this, like, store in San Diego that sold my book, but I'm not in San Diego anymore, so I just buy directly through the site. And there's two of them. One I use during the day, and one I use at night when I, set the mood for it's time to go to sleep, or binge Bravo, then go to sleep. And then one I use when I wake up, and I spray my office and my room and everything. And the one that I use at night, it's called Blessed Sage, and it has lavender, and it also has clear quartz and amethyst, like, inside. It's a smokeless sage, so it's for, like, purifying, calming, and cleansing, and I always do that when I reset my space. The one that I spray in the morning to reset my energy and space and bring in, like, new vibes is a money spray. And that one it's very different, and I'm obsessed with it. It has cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, lemon, what else? Rosemary. Oh, and the orange blood. There's something about the orange and the clove and the cinnamon. It's like holiday, but not. Like, it just smells so good. And that one is for clarity and peace and purity. And it's supposed to bring in lots of money vibes, which I also enjoy. So those are two things I use, but you can use, like, your favorite air freshener. They're not the best for you, like the plugins, but, like, incense, a room spray, any essential oil, like a diffuser. I use all Guru Nanda products. They're all my Amazon store if you want to see exactly what I use. I don't think the Wolf Spirit Sage Room Spray is available on Amazon, so I just buy it directly through them. They're $18 a piece, so they're not, like, super cheap, but they're so worth it because they're just the best. But besides cleaning and clearing out things, you want to be organized and just try to live as simple as possible. Like, you don't need all the clutter. That right there will give you anxiety. So once you refresh your space and you've got it smelling good and you've got to, like, set the mood, whether that is, okay, I need to get on my laptop and work, or I need to pay some bills, or I just want to have a good productive day, make some new food. Like, it depends on where you are and what you're doing. But for me, like, as soon as I'm up, I always make my bed. Whenever I don't make my bed, it's like a shitty day. I make my bed, I organize my laundry, I throw a load of laundry in the wash, I make sure that all of my calendars are up to date. I usually don't go to bed unless my calendars are up to date the night prior, so that when I wake up in the morning, like, everything's good to go. Now, for me, specifically, I do everything in advance, like, a day, a week, a month, a quarter, a year. Like, my whole year is mapped out. Is that going to change? Absolutely. Because I had a lot of goals the first quarter of 2024 that were not met. So I'm, piggybacking on the new ones, and you just got to refresh everything. Your calendars, your space, your energy, your work vibes, your living situation. Like, a good reset is always a good idea. And usually this happens when there's, like, a new moon or full moon, but you can honestly do it whenever the hell you feel like it, because you're going to feel the energy and it's not going to feel good. You need to clear that out and bring in some good vibes, and you're going to feel so much better, I promise you. But you got to, like, declutter and organize and then make everything, like, refresh, So with my calendars, I have my planner that I have with me. It's like my Bible, like, all the time. And everything is set up. I have my whole month at a glance, and then I have my days and weeks, right? So everything's color-coded and highlighted. But my quarter and my year is on a dry erase calendar, which is also on my Amazon store. And it's super inexpensive. And I got my markers there, and I got my highlighters, like, all my year, like, New Year prep. Like, I got everything on Amazon because it's just so cheap, right? So I got my highlighters, my favorite pens, my favorite notebooks and planners. And so when I need a refresh, I just do a little restock. So I head to my Amazon store and grab everything I need. And plus I always go down like a deep dive search of like new office stuff. Like who doesn't? But I'm a big fan of the Post-its. So I'm always looking for new Post-its because on my year at a glance, the dry erase calendar I was just saying, everything is mapped out for a launch right now for my new book. And then I have a separate calendar I got at this awesome store called Daiso. It's like a Japanese dollar store. It's like my favorite store. And their Post-its are actually rectangular. And I love them. And they come in all different colors. And then I always use my Blackwing pencils. And if you don't know what Blackwing pencils are, please head to my link tree. The link is in the show notes. And check out their website because I wrote and I have written multiple books with these pencils. And a client of mine, which you heard from last week and the week before, Susie McColgan, she sketches with them as well. And they have a cult following. They are fantastic. They're made with Japanese graphite, I believe. And each lead is a different texture. So like each color pencil, and they usually have like volumes and collections that come out, like limited edition. But their originals are a wooden one, a white one, a light gray, and a dark gray. So each one of those pencils represents like a different type of lead. So if you want a softer stroke or a longer stroke, so like if you want a journal and you want it like smoother lead, you get a specific pencil. So anyway, if you're into like productivity tools and pencils with like cool erasers and sharpeners and all the colors and brand collections that they do, just check them out. It's blackwing.com. You can go to my Linktree link in the bio. In my Instagram bio, in any of my bios, actually, my Linktree is there. But if you go to the show notes, click the link where it says Blackwing, and you'll go directly to their site and check out all of their tools. They're so, so good. I'm obsessed. And I have something coming up with them very, very soon, so stay tuned. But in order to refresh my office space, now that my room is all situated, right? And I'm going to get into the kitchen next because I have different things I do for like each room of the home. So my bedroom is all set. My bathroom is cleaned up. Like I never have it like a mess. Like everything is like neat and tidy and organized. And normally I like to have things out like in clear containers so I can just see it all. I hate when you can't see stuff. It drives me nuts. But also, I think this happened, like I always say this, like I'm always been super organized and like borderline OCD. Like I'm so organized, and everything always has to have a home. But it wasn't until I got into the yachting industry many, many, many years ago that was elevated. So the labels came in, like just basically think of like Kourtney Kardashian's pantry, like that. So that's my vibe. And when you are organizing your space, you just need to find your own vibe. Like when you try to copy somebody's and you're like, oh, I want to label everything, but that's not your vibe. Like it's going to make you have even more anxiety because you can't find shit. So you just got to do what makes you feel good. Now going back to my calendar, last thought on the calendar. You need to see things at a glance in order to write down your goals and what you're manifesting and what you can truly visualize. Like I have to have everything written down, like numerically. So when I look at my pre-sale for my new book coming out, I have everything like reverse engineer. Okay, 14 days out, I'm going to do this. 13 days out, I'm going to do this. Here's the content I'm going to push out. Here are the hashtags I'm going to use. Everything's on Post-its, broken down. My launch calendar has things broken down of what needs to happen each day until pre-sale happens, until the launch happens. So I'm just speaking directly about business and like honestly like my projects that are in the works and about to launch, but you can do this in your own personal life as well. So if you've got kids that have events and you're like, okay, we have a party in 10 days, like what am I going to do each day to relieve some stress, like on that 10th day to plan this party, like one step at a time. Or if you're somebody like me and you can just like have 2 hours and bang it out like a week in advance and you're done, do that too. But plan ahead. You're going to save yourself so much time, money, and energy. And that is why I'm here to preach all of this to you so that you can save time, money, and energy and get your sanity back and just go live your best fucking life. So once you've set the mood in your room, if you have an office area, your bathroom's tidy, you are caught up with the laundry, like everything has a home, everything has a purpose, everything is nice and organized the way that you feel the most comfortable, then when I'm in the kitchen, like everything must go if it's in the fridge and not tidy and organized. Like it drives me nuts. Like if I can't see it, it like shouldn't even be in there. So I'm a big fan of my clear mason jars, Ziploc bags, reusable bags, like everything has a home, like specific, like meat on one shelf, frozen goods on another, specific ice cubes, everything just has to have a home. I'm obsessed with organization. I'm also obsessed with the girls that do all the Amazon hauls and like the restocks with the nails. It's like so funny with the nails, but, I just love those restock videos. I was like, why don't I ever film those? It just takes so much time, but I'm obsessed with watching them. And that right there, like puts me at ease, like watching those clear containers come out and the tab, I can't tab because I just ripped all my nails off, by the way, speaking of anxiety. But like the tapping with the nails, I'm going to try to do it, but like, you know, it doesn't do it justice. A good restock video, there's this one girl, Kaylee May, I think her name is, I forget, but hers are the best. And she got really good, and was getting a lot of views, I think starting during the pandemic. Anyway, so I moved to the kitchen. So everything is clean and organized. I love a good meal prep situation. I'm actually going to meal prep tonight a couple things just so they're like good to go in the freezer, which I haven't done in a while. And I always have an ongoing shopping list. So you can have one on the fridge. You can have one in your phone. I always go to like 4 or 5 different markets when I grocery shop for specific things, but also for the best price. So I always have an ongoing list in my notes section. So this right here, by doing all of these things, gets me like reacquainted with myself because I'm learning how to reset my day, reset my energy, and just feel better. But sometimes, like I said, like you just get so lost and you're like, how do I get realigned? Like, and these are the things that I do. Now, personally, because my space needs to be clutter-free and aligned with what I'm doing on a daily basis. Now, personally, with my routines, that is a whole nother story, which I'm actually going to do another episode just like because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So stay tuned for the next episode, 360. I'm going to share all of the things that I do for my AM and PM routine because it's very specific and there's a reason for each of them. And I really want to share that with you. And I share it all the time, but I just think that hearing it again, like even for myself and the importance of it is just so, so good. And plus, if you're looking for more tools to add to your toolbox for you to become aligned or maybe get out of your mental health funk or situation, or just hear from another voice that you know you're not alone, like these things help. So going back to, you know, how I personally get realigned with my vision, it's by doing these things. I need to see things in front of me, but it needs to be in a clear, organized space. And it starts with you. So the moment you get out of bed, the laundry that you're going to clean, like take pride in your clothes, like take them inside out and throw them in the wash and do separate loads if, you know, it makes sense. And use your little bra bags to wash delicates and hang them in your shower. Like this may seem crazy, but like doing these little things are just like, they just bring in such a good energy. And honestly, like they make me feel so good because the fact that I can actually get up and do them is a whole nother story. Because at one point in my life, I couldn't even get out of bed or lift my finger in bed. So the fact of even doing laundry, like I get to do laundry, like I'm able to do laundry. So like appreciate the fact that you can do laundry. I also am really loving putting white vinegar in my wash these days rather than detergent. If you haven't done that, try it. Half my wardrobe, I'd say actually 75% of it is all black. So it really helps with black clothes too. And it pulls the detergent out, fluffs up your clothes. And it's just a better, safer alternative than like all the laundry soap. Even though if you get like a cleaner one, it's still not clean. You know what I mean? So if you want to just like switch things out, like just try vinegar. Like I clean everything with vinegar. Minus like a good blue foam spray, which I've talked about probably on my TikTok or YouTube videos. There's this blue foam spray that you can get at the dollar store, and then it turns, you spray it all over your bathroom. I have hiccups. And then when the grime is dissolved, it turns clear. So then you know it's time to scrub. I mean, it's full of chemicals, obviously. But sometimes you just need a good, dollar store cleaner. And that's my favorite. But other than that, sorry, I have to stretch my back because I'm recording in a vehicle. But other than that, I try to use vinegar as much as I can. I do love a good Fabuloso moment every now and then. But vinegar is always a tried and true. And honestly, it's just so much better. And I've been trying to use a lot more cleaner skincare products. So I think I want to do a video on that because it's hard to talk about them. I mean, I guess I could. Let me know. So if you're listening on Spotify, let me know in the Q&A or in the poll if you would like me to do my Trader Joe's skincare haul, but audio, not video, so you can hear about it. But I think it kind of just makes sense with a video. I don't know. Let me know. But if you have yet to listen to episode 358, all about coloring Collins, long story short, I created it because I had the worst writer's block. And if you go to coloringcollins.com, you will now see 3 of the 4 coloring books in my very first children's coloring book series. Because I keep saying children's book series. It is, but we're launching with coloring books first. So the plan was to have this book that's about to go in pre-sale mode launched. Then my next book that I'm writing with a friend. After that, I was going to start my children's book series. Life has a funny way of working out. So I had writer's block. I couldn't do anything anymore. I was getting so frustrated. Nothing was coming out of my brain. You're definitely going to want to listen to this episode because I write full time for my clients and I'm developing shows for them and I can write all day for them. But when it comes to my own stuff and trying to finish this last damn chapter, it's not happening. So for months, literally the last few months, I've been trying everything to, oh my God, I'm going to yawn. I'm releasing energy while I talk about energy. Shit like this happens to me all the time. I also had a doctor's appointment and my blood pressure was quite high because I had a pretty stressful morning. So speaking of energy, I'm releasing all these negative toxins and I ripped off my nails on a walk. Have you ever done that? Hold on. I need a sip of water. So tonight in the middle of meal prepping, producing a few things, I will be filing my little nails back to where they belong. Anyway, what else? So that's what happened. The writer's block turned into coloring Collins earlier than I expected, and I've never been happier. There is, if you don't know about coloring Collins yet, so the first one is for ages 2 to 4. It's ABC, fruit and veggies. The second launch was a unicorn coloring book, and that's for ages 4 to 8. The one after that I just released is a space coloring book, and that is geared towards kids 8 to 12. And my next release, which will happen in 2 weeks is geared towards special needs children. And then after that, I'm going to do an adult coloring book series. But the launch of my next personal growth book needs to happen. So I've been very busy over here and I've never been happier and I'm finally out of my funk. So on the next episode 360, I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about the mental health funk I was in and how I get out of that. But today I just wanted to share with you how I get myself realigned with my vision and see it in front of me and map it out, and how I get rid of negative energy and bring in new energy by resetting my space and decluttering and organizing and just setting a new vibe and tone that makes me feel good. Morning, noon, and night. So go check out coloringcollins.com. If you're into pencils, definitely go to blackwing.com. I have direct links all in the show notes for you. All of my favorite tools and items and just anything I love to help organize and reset my space. You can find everything I'm obsessed with on my Amazon store. That link will be in the bio. And something I wanted to just offer you for the next week is, actually I'll do it the whole month of May, is my one-on-one coaching calls are back. And it usually lasts only do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for those. But if those times don't work out, we can always figure something out. But If you are looking for personal growth or business development help, let's get on a call. I'm dropping the price. It's usually $400 for an hour, but for you, the listener, I'm going to do, let's do $297 for 90 minutes. That's a big discount for you. And I want to just hop on a Zoom call with you and help you get organized so that you can become your most productive self, organized, of course, so that you can turn your dreams into a reality. That's why I'm here. All while saving you time, money, and energy. And let's start with the discount right now. So if you're into that, contact me. Like I mentioned, as always, everything will be in the show notes for you. But I hope that this episode helped. I hope you got some other tips and tricks that may help you get realigned. And by going outside and just getting some fresh air, like that really, really helps too. But also writing everything down. Like put pieces of white paper all along the wall if you need to literally see your vision and get realigned. Meditating helps. Resetting your energy is so important in order to move forward and be able to see, and sometimes be able to see like what is right in front of your face. I know that sounds crazy, but it's so true because it's happened to me so many times. You just need to step away and take a break. That's the best part. So I want to share more on taking a break, especially when it comes to mental health. So stay tuned for episode 360 because I'm going to be talking more about my AM and PM routines, as well as my anxiety, depression, PTSD, writer's block, and how I overcame all of that temporarily because, nothing is permanent. Here comes some bikers. How exciting. Okay, I think that's all I have for you. If you have any questions about anything I just mentioned, please reach out to me. I'm only a DM away. You can find me on Instagram at Kellyanne Gorman Official. I'm spending a lot more time on the gram these days, especially in my stories, rather than TikTok. And oh my God, that just freaked me out. I always see the craziest stuff when I'm recording. I thought it was a hummingbird. I was like, oh my God, they're in unison. There's so many. It's a drone. Oh my God, only in Vegas, but those are everywhere. Anyway, I'm only a slide away in the DM, so reach out to me. And friendly reminder, I think the sale is almost up, but if you head to SusieMcColgan.com, her Mother's Day sale could still be happening. Susie McColgan is a painter, and she's into fine art. And if you have yet to see this Taylor Swift painting, it's 6 feet. It went viral over the Super Bowl weekend. She's the one that did that. She's done Tom Brady. She's done Oprah. She's done a bunch of other coaches in the football fields. And I should say NFL, football, college, I think all of them. So many other people. But she does a lot of art galleries. Her paintings hang in prestigious galleries, but also doctors' offices, attorneys' offices, and breweries. Like you walk into these places and you have like a pop-up art gallery. It's absolutely incredible, her work. So just head to SusieMcColgan.com. Again, her information will be in the show notes. And before we go, I want to share this with you. Today's episode is brought to you by the Voyager Projects. Are you trying to find out how to say yes to your inner life? If you are into self-help as much as I am, this message is for you. Every woman's path to her inner life is unique. But how do you begin? Who are your models and community? Where do you find the courage to commit and honor your deepest self? Are you experiencing synchronicities and signs that seem to point towards your inner transformation, but you're just afraid to leap? What techniques support you as you take the first steps towards the call of your soul? The Voyagers are 7 extraordinary women from 4 countries across 3 continents who tell their inspirational real-life stories of courage to inspire your journey within. Now, if you're familiar with my story at all, then you'll understand why I love and appreciate the stories inside the Voyager Projects so much. It all just makes sense. The Voyager Project's Personal Stories of Spiritual Evolution is the first anthology of a growing online community of women who use storytelling to cultivate an inner life through self-esteem, spiritual evolution, mindfulness, and self-discovery. And today, I have the absolute best news for you. The Voyager Projects is available for you right now. Head to thevoyagerprojects.com to grab a copy and join their incredibly inspiring Facebook group. That is where you're going to get all the information from other authors as well as other members of the group. It's so transformational and inspiring. If the Voyager Project sounds like something you would like to be a part of, I've got great news. Volume 2, How to Slay Your Dragons, Personal Stories of Spiritual Evolution is up next and is currently accepting transformational nonfiction stories. You do not want to miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity as the deadline is fast approaching. If you are trying to find out how to say yes to your inner life, the Voyager Project is a self-help plus so much more tool you're going to need right now. Head to thevoyagerprojects.com today and be sure to check out the show notes on today's episode for more information. Again, visit thevoyagerprojects.com to learn more, grab your copy of the book, join the community, and if you feel called, submit your story for Volume 2. Now let's get back into today's show. Okay, now I wanted to share with you today's sponsor for the show because the Voyager Projects is incredible. Head to thevoyagerprojects.com, check them out, and I will see you on the next show. Thanks for tuning in to the Kellyanne Cares podcast. I would love your thoughts on today's episode. Head to Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app to rate and review. And don't forget to subscribe so you get notified as soon as a brand new show is live. For more information on myself, the podcast, my book, programs, and brand, visit kellyannecares.com. While you're there, be sure to grab your free 10-step productivity and goal achieving guide, join the podcast community, and check out the brands I'm currently loving. Let's continue today's conversation. You can connect with me over on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Kellyanne Gorman Official. All my other social handles will be available for you in the show notes. We're switching things up this season, and I'm so excited. Head to Spotify right now and check out the latest poll and Q&A. If you have a product, brand, story, or service you would like to share on the show, send me a message on kellyannecares.com today. As always, thank you so much for listening, sharing, and reviewing. It truly means the world to me. Talk soon.